Well, but what he's saying is, I mean, this is, when I said this is fascist, I mean, what he's saying is that we don't need to abide by these laws because they're based in Christendom, and we are based in, I mean, it's really the Talmud that he's talking about.
Yeah.
But, Jewish tradition coming out of the Talmud, coming out of the Old Testament, coming out of all of this is, has a different basis of morality.
Yeah.
That Christian morality, we don't need to bind ourselves to Christian morality because we are not Christians. And so all of these sort of notions of, liberal, laws of war, decency, concepts of, civilian versus combatant, all of those categories mean nothing. And we shouldn't even accept the premise of the argument.
No.
In fact, we should just put forth our own premise, which is, explicitly Jewish fascist. Like, I don't know what else to say.
I mean, it's a pretty straightforward exhortation to shoot the shield, right? I mean, this is one thing that you hear Israel talk about a lot, is human shields. Now, one would think that of the many images of Israeli soldiers wearing dresses, wearing bras, wearing bikinis, and shooting indiscriminately towards residential neighborhoods,
not because they're gay, because they're wearing the clothes of Palestinian women they've
Palestinian
killed.
Women, yes, yeah, exactly, or displaced. It's like it's not them at base doing it. Out of those many images that the IDF has produced, both its soldiers and the official accounts, I've yet to see one emerge from Gaza of somebody of a Hamas or Palestinian Jihad or PFLP or whatever militant behind a human being, right? I've seen a lot of videos of Hamas soldiers without anybody around them coming out of holes and shooting people. I haven't seen any of them of a Hamas gun line behind 16 children. I have seen a lot of images of dead bodies of children that Israel has dropped bombs on in residential buildings, or like the other night, a basically headless baby, or the head of a baby or a young child in a tent encampment. But I think the what they're saying now is the human shield thing is that, Hamas exists in civilian areas, right? Which is, I guess, would be true of many urban guerrilla forces. And that actually gives us, we try not to kill people, but we have to defeat Hamas, and so we're going to have to kill as many civilians as it takes to defeat them. It is just absurd to me. I want you to read, Liz, a line from the final paragraph that I think really brings a lot of this piece together for me.
Like the Jews among nations, Israel constantly struggles with its half-successful attempt to blend in with the crowd and pretend to be a member like any other, and it is time to put an end to this paralyzing charade.
That is straight up like something out of Der Stürmer, right?
Yeah.
Like that is something that is a sentence that could be inserted into any copy of Mein Kampf, including the Belden edition, and you would gloss over it like any other line. I should put that in, yeah. Tablet should do their own Mein Kampf.
Well, I think maybe they have.
It is a straight up Hitlerian idea. And it really is the idea of a lot of Zionists, right? Is that Jews are incapable of assimilation because of both our own particular unique features and of the unrelenting, transhistorical, almost genetic anti-Semitism that exists in every country. And so we are God has chosen us not to as their chosen people, as their chosen pariahs, and that we have to flee all of the countries that we exist in like parasites, only half successfully attempting to blend in with the crowd, being a member like any other, and we need to come to Israel and shoot as many fucking kids as possible. I mean, this is just one of the most absurd things that I've ever read in my life. And there will be the tablet gets to exist in its same, this is an exhortation to kill civilians.
Yeah. But it's not just that. It's like it's not just we should kill, like you say, it's a complete mask off moment. And it does feel like, maybe this is tied into some of the stuff I was saying about 2024 getting spicy. Is that there is a sort of I see it in a lot of different arenas, whether it's, like you say, in the bombing of Gaza or the justification of it, or in with the election or all this other stuff, that there's just this kind of general sort of cynical acceptance that maybe we don't even need to wear a mask anymore. Maybe we don't even need to abide by these sort of courtesy justifications for our actions.
Yeah.
And we can just balls out do what we fucking want, because we've got limited time here.
Yeah.
And so we might as well get what we can while we can, because I think everyone is sort of feeling a bit of anxiety of how long it can go on.
Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein.